All right, our part of the show tier
18-year-old.
is some nigga named Arturio.
Okay. Some nigga. What up, some nigga?
Arturio says, yeah. So y'all listen. I got to turn myself in this week, and I'm not sure if they're gonna keep me. Lame ass New Jersey bail reform. Do y'all hate it as much as I do? That was in parentheses. Anyways, Joe, how do you feel about Andy Milonakis not only being older than you, but also having a more successful rap career than you?
Damn.
Hope they free me to hear the response. Big Jersey, love always.
Always a Jersey person.
Now, I would love to know what jurisdiction you're in.
I know Andy Milonakis. He had the show on MTV.
So I could call the jail myself and tell.
Wow.
Hello? And tell them.
To keep you
I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah, come
I'm not
on.
gonna
You
do
about to
that,
say
man.
some ignorant shit.
Super ignorant.
Oh,
The rest of these shits is mad long. Should I read one? Let's see. Craig, peace to the whole pod crew. Long time listener here. And in the day job, I lead go-to market for AI at one of the world's biggest tech companies. So I figured it's time to drop some insider intel for part of the show before the next wave hits harder than streaming ever did. First, the label versus AI fight. Universal, Sony, and Warner are negotiating to license their catalogs plus grab equity to generative music startups.
This is the Timbaland conversation, ultimately.
Udio and Suno.
Udio and Suno.
Deals that would also wipe out billion-dollar copyright suits, business times. Yet the word artist never appears. No reps, no splits, no approvals. So once again, creators risk being spectators while models that can replace them not only distribute them, get built. Not just distribute them, get built. Here's what creators can do. Run every contract through ChatGPT, Claude, or Gemini, and redline future technologies and derivative works, loopholes. Pre-clear samples of your own catalog so you can legally train a personal model, and rapid-fire micro songs for TikTok/shorts, and bundle AI stems with merch, Patreon tiers, or even fan-facing chatbots so the upside stays in-house. He's killing this shit.
He is. He's
Second,
absolutely smoking.
Yes.
Google DeepMind's VO3 text-to-video model is already warping virality.
It is.
Quote-unquote, millions of videos generated in days, says CEO Sir Demis Hassabis. In parentheses, it says the neuron. Comma, with historical/Bible Times influencer skits blowing up so hard, real influencers can now claim to be 100% AI for traffic. For scale, YouTube sees about 2.6 million uploads a day, and TikTok about 34 million. But AI-made clips could soon swamp both, meaning human-made content will coexist in an ocean of synthetic competition. The attention pie isn't getting bigger. AI is just slicing it thinner. So every artist and podcaster needs a strategy and maybe their own tools to keep audiences locked in. I know the pod has eyes on all industry smoke. This is the next fire. So if you ever want a quick AI State of the Union, I can send fresh notes whenever you need them. Keep podding, keep creating, and keep the culture first. CK, Oakland, California.
Salute.
Fire.
Salute.
I'm hitting a round of applause for that.
The real thing that needs to happen is legislation. Like, instead of, we also need to learn how to play with it, but there needs to be legislation on copyright infringement, because that's all the AI is. It's reinterpreting pre-existing artistic works, and that is illegal.
I agree, but that's us begging, right?
No.
It sounds like what he's
That's
saying.
in the Constitution.
Yeah, what he's saying is
arm yourself and jump in.
Yeah,
and
no
jump
doubt.
in here
He's
as
saying
well.
just in case.
That's why I said I think we have to do both.
Both.
But
Right.
there needs to be legislation, and people like us with voices should be pushing for legislation to happen, as opposed to just saying, "Oh, this is big and scary," or "Oh, this is the greatest thing, we can make millions of dollars off of it." There needs to be a change in the legislation. It needs to be altered.
I totally agree with
Copyright
that.
law needs to be amended for AI.
and
it's
so
digital.
what happens when AI is at a point where it can just compile all its data and create something on its own?
It's still taking data from pre-existing songs and creating new songs from it. It's still derivative work.
But cool, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm
Yeah.
just saying, let's say it takes billions, literally billions of different data, right, and compile something from it. How do you now go to Washington and say, yo, this should get a payout, and this should get a payout, and this should get a payout, and this should get a
There's
payout?
I've spoke to AI companies. That's all traceable. We're talking about
Yeah.
data. It's the same way we talk about streams. Let me finish. All of the information is getting put in there is traceable. It can be traceable. They can figure out how to divvy up the money. Even if they don't do that, they can make some blanket licenses that cover creators in general if your shit is being thrown in the pool, same way they do with ASCAP or BMI to break up performance royalties.
Isn't that a little bit more definitive?
No, the performance royalty when your song is played in a club, when it's played in a music stadium or whatever, it's all a big pool that gets divvied up by percentages. It's not necessarily
Accurate.
100% accurate. This was played over here, so you get 6 cents for that. This is played over here. No, they kind of divvied up by total streams. Same way streaming companies divvy up money. They're not. You don't. When you press play on Apple Music on whatever a Drake song, it's not necessarily going. The 6 cents going directly to that. When they show the little charts of breakdowns, you get 0.0001 cents. It's not necessarily per stream. It's a pool. They put everything together and divvied up by the numbers of everything being played. So you could do everything is data traceable. This is not the old days where it's like, oh, I don't know where these ideas came from. No, it's all in a machine. If the machine can do all these super complex algorithmic things, it can absolutely
machine
keep
can
track of where the
pinpoint
fucking shit came from.
We got to make sure to sign Ish up to Parks's "What Do We Do with AI" course that he has.
I don't have those quick.
What are you talking about?
should have
This is
course.
conversation.
You should get a course.
You should.
Conversation.
I know, but it's a deep one.
Yeah,
It is.
I think it's scary. I think it's going to get beyond control. I think it's going to get to a place where you can't control it.
And it's
AI?
not just
That's what they want.
music and
Yeah.
art, by the way. It's written
life.
works. It's
Life.
journalism.
Yes.
It affects everyone.
Yeah,
And
bro, I've been-
I think
like-
AI is amazing. I know a lot of people that are using it for really dope shit, and I think it's fine. But there
But
needs
it's
to be a
also-
way for that pie to be divvied up. This guy that runs Sonos, who I've seen some interviews with, like saying that the democratization of art and all that stuff is awesome, but it's not if it's all just derivative work that's stealing from other people's shit. It should be everyone should make money off this shit.
Neutral button.